Insert the missing number in this question. Let us see the difference between the consecutive numbers. So 2 plus 4 gives you 6, right? 6 plus 6 gives you 12. 12 plus 8 gives you 20. 20 plus 10 gives you 30. And 30 plus 12 gives you 42. And 42 plus 14 gives you 56. See, there is a pattern getting followed, right? So 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and then the next number should be 16, isn't it? So 56 plus 16 is 72, isn't it? So option C is the correct answer. Alright, what could be the answer of this question? Well, let us take the differences between the consecutive numbers. So I've calculated the difference between the consecutive numbers for you, and this doesn't make much sense. You are not getting a pattern anywhere here. So let us cancel that out. Let us try something else. Well, if you observe carefully, 7 can be written as 8 minus 1, right? So let's write it as 8 minus 1. Then 26 can be written as 27 minus 1, isn't it? 63 can be written as 64 minus 1, and so is the case with the others. Alright, now these numbers, those which I have encircled, are basically cubes, right? 8 is 2 cube, 27 is 3 cube, 64 is 4 cube, 125 is 5 cube, 216 is 6 cube, and 343 is 7 cube, isn't it? So this is basically x cube minus 1 type of formula that yields the subsequent values. So first value is 2 cube minus 1, next value is 3 cube minus 1, the next one is 4 cube minus 1, and so on. So the next value will be 8 cube minus 1, isn't it? And 8 cube is 512 minus 1. So the consecutive or the missing number is 511, and that is option B. Insert the number which is missing in this sequence. Well, the values of the numbers in this sequence are increasing drastically, right? So the in the relationship between two numbers we would use multiplication. So 2 times 2 gives you 4, isn't it? 4 times 3 gives you 12. 12 times 4 gives you 48, right? And obviously 48 times 5 gives you 240, right? So what should be the number next to 240? Well, it should be 240 times 6, isn't it? And 240 times 6 is 1440, right? So this is our missing number, and that is option B. Now what could be the answer of this question? Well, if you observe carefully, you'll see that there are two series. One is getting started with 10 and the other is getting started with 5, right? The series which starts with 10 is this series, one after the other, skipping one number each, right? So this is 10 plus 3, which is 13. 13 plus 3 is 16. 16 plus 3 is 19. So for this blank we need to take the other series. So this one, 5, 10, 20. So 5 times 2 is 10. 10 times 2 is 20. So this one should be 20 times 2, right? And that should be 40. So option B is the correct answer here. Insert the missing number in this sequence. Well, there are two series getting followed in this sequence. One is the one that starts with 9, goes to 11, then 13, and then 15, right? So 9 plus 2 is 11, plus 2 is 13, and plus 2 is 15, isn't it? The other series that starts with 12 gives you the next number as 14, and the next number, which is the blank. So 12 plus 2 gives you 14. So 14 plus 2 will give you the blank number, right? The missing number. So 14 plus 2, that's 16. And that's the missing number that we found. So option B is the correct answer. Finally, complete the following series. Let us try taking the differences between the consecutive numbers in order to solve this problem. So 2 plus 3 gives you 5, 5 plus 4 gives you 9, 9 plus 10 gives you 19, and 19 plus 18 gives you 37. So we are not getting a pattern anywhere here. So let us cancel that. Let us try something else. Let us analyze the first two numbers, 2 and 5. Well, 5, it can be obtained by doubling its previous number and adding 1, right? So times 2 plus 1, isn't it? Now, how can you obtain 9 from 5? Well, 5 times 2 minus 1 can give you 9, right? 5 times 2 is 10, minus 1 is 9, isn't it? Now, let's see if we can use this rule to, if we place it here between 9 and 19, can we obtain 19 from 9? Well, 9 times 2 plus 1 will give you 19, right? 9 times 2 is 18, plus 1 is 19, right? So this fits in here perfectly. Then 19 times 2 minus 1 should give you 37, isn't it? 19 times 2 is 38, minus 1 is 37, right? So we are getting a pattern. So this is times 2 plus 1, then we have times 2 minus 1, then we have times 2 plus 1, then we have times 2 minus 1. So next we should have times 2 plus 1, right? So 37 times 2 plus 1 will give you, well, 37 times 2 is 74, plus 1 will give you 75. And that's the missing number. So option C is the correct answer.